Walking Dead, where evil lurks in every shadow and monsters roam the streets. Mankind's only survival rests in the hands of two Welsh warriors. Armed with boomsticks, chainsaws, bad language, these beacons of hope will stop at nothing to obliterate deadites, vampires, psychotic nurses. So, hold tight, strap in, and let the professionals take charge. Otherwise, you're in for a rough, blood-soaked night.
Hey, how's it going?
You have still got the vest on.
You should have still got that moustache.
Jesus. Guys, I just want you to know, right, that I warned him in the back room, right, to change his vest. Put a bloody t-shirt on, Jenks.
Do you really think I'm going to take fashion tips off you? It's fucking boiling. My house is sweltering.
Jenks, 2 sleeves aren't going to change much, is it?
It is boiling down here. I'm in the basement.
You know
it's
what?
horrendous.
People are going to start dropping. No one wants to see you in a vest, Jenks.
Listen, I think we'd have more subscribers if you shaved that moustache off.
I can't believe I've had you over my house. Ever. You were just in my house.
I know. It's weird.
Oh my God.
We watched a few films. We watched Frozen, not the Disney one.
I bloody wish.
Yeah, it's weird when you watch Frozen though, the other one, because like it's so associated. That name is so famous now, isn't it? Like one of the most famous names ever.
Yeah.
And I don't know whether that horror film, it's blessed it because it put more eyes on it. Like if you're searching on Google, or it's like tainted it. It's hard to tell. It's a good film.
I'm sorry that I'm just distracted. That vest.
Get on with it, Jesus Christ!
It's so distracting, Jenks.
I'm distracted by that tash every Sunday.
Will you do this for me? Go on.
No, thanks.
You've got to. If you're wearing a vest, you have to at least do this.
Listen to me now. Why don't you do it? Show those guns of yours. Are we going to start the show or what?
Yeah. Impressed?
Yeah. Impressed. Yeah. Goosebumps even in this heat.
Jenks, I watched a film you recommended last night. I watched
Endearing Love. Yeah.
And oh my
Enduring Love.
I weren't expecting it to be as grisly as it was.
Yeah, it's horrible.
There's 2 shocking moments in this. One of those movies that doesn't, it's not considered to be a horror movie or a violent movie, and that's why it works so well. But the opening scene and the finale, oh my God, I was shocked.
Yeah, and the balloon scene is pretty impressive, isn't it?
Oh, the guy falling.
Yeah.
It shows the aftermath. But what's horrible about it is when they find his body, he's propped up. So it looks like he's sitting there. And when it shows the state on his body, I was like,
yeah.
I was not expecting that.
It's one of those films that
Severance is fantastic in there.
Yeah, it's like Fatal Attraction, but is he? I can't remember if he's gay or not, or is he just friendship he's after?
No, he's gay.
Oh,
he's
right,
in love
okay.
with them.
Yeah, it's if you haven't seen it, it came out about 20 years ago, and it's about Daniel Craig and Iris Evans, and they kind of like they try to rescue this sort of balloon accident, like a hot air balloon, and they kind of bond, but Reese Evans takes it too far, becomes like a Fatal Attraction vibe.
This is the thing. They don't bond. It may have been a while since you've seen it, but from the offset, Daniel Craig's a bit weirded out by him. And then they have another encounter then where he turns up somewhere else, and he turns up outside his house, and from the get-go, Daniel Craig's iffy about him. But apparently he was flirting with him by looking at him a certain way, and the way he opens and closes his blinds is like a code.
Yeah.
I've never even heard of it, Jenks. I watched it this morning. Fantastic film.
Yeah. Listen, there are films out there that just kind of slip people by, especially British films. They kind of get swept up. I think I either saw it in the cinema or DVD. I can't remember.
Yeah.
I saw it when it first came out, and I haven't seen it again because it just completely went off my radar, but I do remember enjoying it. It's a good film.
Yeah, it's fantastic. Good recommendation, Jenks. I will say, I really enjoyed it.
We also watched, what else do you watch? We watched a
I was pretty
classic.
drunk last night. We watched The Blob.
The
We watched The
Blob.
Blob together, yeah.
Yeah, you almost stayed awake, but you eventually watching Bowfinger. You fell asleep. I snuck
Yeah,
off
yeah,
then.
yeah. It was about 12, right? I
Yeah, yeah.
lasted until about
You
12. I
didn't
did
do
all
too
right.
bad. Didn't do too bad. I wasn't
The
gonna give you
problem
shit.
is that I got on the vodka then. As soon as I started drinking vodka, I was out. But watching The Blob again, do you know, I've seen that movie maybe 20 times, right?
Yeah.
And that's quite low for me considering some of the movies, how much I've watched some of my favorite movies.
Yeah.
Every single time I watch it, and it's like the first 5 practical effects scenes because it kind of slows down in the second half when it goes bigger, but you've got like 5 practical effects set pieces at the first half. Every single one of them, every time it happens, I'm like, oh my God.
I know.
It's so
It's.
impressive.
I also watch, which I won't give any spoilers. Superman. I would recommend it, but it's very flawed. It's. I think it's worth watching to experience it. But I think people will be talking about it for a while because some of the things are questionable. There's way too much stuff going on. Felt like I don't know. It felt like you watching like maybe a part 2 of something because there was so much stuff that happened before the film started, and it's kind of thrown in. You got like Lex Luthor just hates Superman, and already, and there's no build up. And I get
Yeah,
they
yeah.
didn't want to do another origin, but this world is so different to like Zack Schneider's one or Christopher Reeve's one because this is much more like Marvel, as in like lots of monsters, lots of aliens. It's all established. There's other dimensions and stuff. And Superman's not the only alien. So yeah, it's still worth a watch, but watch it cautiously optimistic. I think some people like it.
I'm not that into Superman, but I'll go watch it because I like
Yeah.
James Gunn. So I don't have any sort of expectations for it, other than the fact that I like James Gunn's style. I love Guardians of the Galaxy. I loved his Suicide Squad, and the stuff he's done outside of comic book movies like Slither and Super.
Yeah.
I love his work. So I'm going to see it because I'm a fan of James Gunn. Now, I'm not that into Superman as a hero. I never really have been. But I love Man of Steel.
It's
Zack Snyder's Man of Steel is great.
I think Man of Steel has aged really well. I think a lot of people initially didn't like it because it was a bit dark, but the flaws are still there. There's way too much carnage and fighting at the end. He smashes up too much of Metropolis. But I think it's a good film. And I think people shit on Zack Schneider too much. Maybe no, because after Rebel Moon, it's dog shit. But in general, I would say, I think as well, we got with James Gunn, he kind of invented the Marvel humor. Guardians of the Galaxy was like the template of Marvel humor, and it's kind of already dated now, and he's still doing it. That's the problem, I think.
Well, I don't want to go too much into Marvel because this is a horror channel, but I know that they rewrote a lot of Infinity War because of how well received Guardians of the Galaxy was in terms of like comedy. Thor Ragnarok as well had a big hand in it, but they kind of changed the tone of the movies because of that flair that those movies have with the comedy.
Yeah.
I'm going to say hello to a few people. I think we're missing some comments at the start, guys. So if I miss anyone, because this is where I start, and we've got Wendy already saying hello to people.
Hi, Wendy.
So I may miss some. Hi, Wendy. Thanks for jumping on. We've got Jill. Hi, Jill. We've got Vivian. Hiya, Viv.
Hi, Viv.
We've got Palf. Hiya, Palf. Hugh Huckridge.
Hi, Hugh.
Look at this. Dawn on time.
Dawn's
Hiya,
on
Dawn.
time.
Well, we know how Jenks is managing the heat.
Yes. Like a normal person.
Let's have a look. We've got Tyler Adams.
Hi,
Hi,
Tyler.
Tyler, mate. Hope you're doing well, pal. I think I've said hello to Jill. Jill, hello, Jill. We've got Davey Deathray. Hey, everyone. Hello from the Mad Monster HorrorCon in Phoenix.
I saw your pictures.
course.
Yeah, I saw you getting killed with by Jason Voorhees. It's,
Amazing. I hope you're having the best weekend, Davey, pal. I can't wait to get to the
yes,
convention.
you deserve a great time, boy. You
Yeah.
definitely do.
We've got Gina. Hiya, Gina.
Hi, Gina.
Vivian says, and they're often arguing. We're not arguing. A little bit of banter, making fun of him.
He's
not
just
arguing.
a dick. There's a difference. It's not arguing when one's a dickhead.
Yeah, exactly. We're not going back and forth, are we?
Yeah, exactly.
David, Jenks showing off his jacked physique.
That's how you do it, by the
Maybe
Welsh
there's
physique.
a little bit of jealousy coming out of me, Jenks.
Probably, yeah.
The problem with me is that I've got really good shoulders, but I got a bit of a stomach, so I can't pull off. A vest.
And I'm 46 as well.
You have to throw that in there.
Yeah.
Look at this. Look at this. Curtis, they're just arms.
Yeah, I know.
I know,
yes,
man.
I know. I think I'm bringing more people in.
Leave Jenks alone. I think Curtis should take his hat off. Wait there, no, I'm not telling him to take
Hey,
anything off.
the tables have turned, Curtis, I think.
I'm not telling him to take anything off.
I think you thought I was going to get destroyed, and, and they're all turning on you.
You can't tell me to take things off. I'm telling Jenks to put more things on. That's the problem here. I just think there's a bit too much skin showing, that's all.
It is a hot day
We're trying to keep this PG.
PG, horror channel.
No, do you know what, Jenks? I got in the room, right? I sat down and I was instantly miserable. I'm in a small box room in the house right upstairs. And my window, because I don't have curtains in here, right? To cover my window, I've got a massive cardboard box that I've flattened and put over the window. Yeah. And then I've got my dressing going over the top to cover the rest of the light coming through. Yeah. And obviously it's like a hot box in here, Jenks.
Yeah, your house was hot. It's actually hotter than my house. It was.
Well, it's not a bloody competition, Jenks.
It was pretty hot.
We'll see who's laughing in winter now, all right? You and your big 3-story house.
4-story.
Oh, yeah. You've got the basement.
Yes, that's where I am now.
Right, Gina, subscribe to the channel and consider becoming a Twisted Knight for 99 cents, 99 pence. Look at that.
Oh, listen, you need to join, guys. It's so cheap, and we pumped everything into that now. There's no loads of tiers now.
Let's not all gang up on me now, right? It was a little bit of banter. I'm not having a rebellion against me, right? People are rising up against me. I'm not having it.
That's what happens when you mean to the old man in the room.
I think I could have said a lot worse, to be honest.
Yeah.
I think I held back a little bit. I think I was a lot meaner backstage, Jenks.
Possibly, yeah.
When it actually means something. We've got Ben Davies. Hiya, Ben. Look at this. A lot of skin. I'm getting the vapors. We've got Batshit. Hiya, Batshit. Hope you're doing well, pal. Let's have a look. That's one. Chats. Look at this. We've got Popcorn and Horror Evening Chaps on solo parent duty tonight, so multitasking. Awesome. We appreciate it, pal. Thank you so much for jumping in, mate. Right, we've said hello to everyone, Jenks. Should we get started?
Okay, so we are doing best and worst of slasher movies. Now, we try to stick with rules, but there's so in general, we're doing part ones. We're not, obviously, there's loads of Halloween movies, so we're obviously not going to do them all. We're keeping away from supernatural.
You say part ones. We're also doing slasher movies that don't have sequels.
So
singular ones.
Yeah, so we're going to obviously include Scream, but we're not going to include all of them because it'd be all fucking night. So part ones, and also single ones, and pretty much no supernatural ones. Like I've included Happy Death Day. I know there's a supernatural edge, but it's a traditional slasher movie at the heart. So, a little bit of a leg group. And we got, anyway. So my tiers are...
Oh, I'm excited for this.
I know. Right, I can stick with the shit. I'm going to stick with that one. That's traditional. Then the next one is Just a Scratch. I might have used that before. So it looks familiar. So Just a Scratch. Then it's Ow, That Bloody Hurt. Because of slasher theme, and then You Cut Me Pretty Deep, and then Top Notch. Pretty lazy, but there we go. So you only have to think of 3 now, so they're getting a little bit better.
This is the thing, Davey. I've seen The Prowler, and I love The Prowler. I think it's some of Tom Savini's best work. But what we do have to do is, Jenks isn't into slasher movies, so I do apologize, guys. This list is going to be quite generic. That's not a dig at Jenks. He's just not into slasher movies. Yeah. So we've had to go for ones we've both seen. So a lot of them, well, I'd say all of them are going to be mainstream slasher movies. Maybe at some point I'll do a solo one ranking proper slasher movies.
Yeah.
Or I could just make you watch them.
Well, actually, Davey, if you're listening, we've got Black Christmas in here just because of you. I hadn't seen it till I did did that
So
show
the
with you.
third one, yeah, the newest one we did with Davey.
Yes, so that's in there, thanks to Davey. Anyway, we'll start. So I'll kick the first one off then. We got Your Next, not Ty West. Did he produce it?
No, he's just in it.
In it, right? Yes.
Yes.
I can't remember when it came out. I think about 10 years ago. So I love this movie. Okay, it's like it's just a kind of a home invasion movie, but they happen to pick one of the main girl happens to be this survivalist. And she's awesome. So it's got a bit of Home Alone edge where she knows like how to make booby traps and stuff.
Yeah.
And she's not just like a badass. She's just really good at surviving shit. She is a likable lead. She's not like a girl boss. They just happen to pick on the wrong girl. I love this movie. I was lucky enough to see it in the cinema. And I will bung this straight in to You Cut Me Pretty Deep.
Okay, so Your Next was the first 18s I saw in cinema, Jenks.
Oh, really?
Yes, so this came out when I turned 18, so it's about 12, 13 years old, right? And I was already into Adam Wingard, so I was looking forward to it. This one just set my love on fire. But this one is a very, very special horror movie for me because it was the first 18s I seen in cinema. And Jenks, I actually, well, you obviously know, but you probably can't see it, but I have a Your Next tattoo. So I've got the wolf mask on me.
Yeah.
I really love this movie. And the reason I got the tattoo was because I love horror movies and it was the first R-rated movie I saw in cinema. And this is one I go back to all the time. Like you said, Jenks, it's a great play on the slasher genre, but you've got this badass woman and it explains really well why she kicks so much ass in it. And like you said, she's not a girl boss, but she knows what she's doing. She grew up on like a survival retreat. Her father was a bit, she says something about him, like,
overprotective.
Overprotective people who like they build bunkers in their house just in case. He was one of those type of
she
fathers.
thinks the father thinks the end of the world is coming and she's always preparing for it.
Yeah. And she is awesome in it because you get that flip halfway through the film when shit goes down. No one knows what to do. And she obviously just takes control.
Yeah.
It's got some of the nastiest deaths ever. And again, it's not one that shoves loads of stuff in your face. It's violent when it needs to be, but it's cleverly violent. I think a lot in there I had never really seen be done before. This is an absolute phenomenal movie. I put it on top notch, Jenks. I love it.
Well, it has to go on top notch. You got a fucking tattoo.
I know. Do you know what? Do you know what? Shit.
Shit. I get rid of my tattoo. Fucking hate this tattoo. Yeah, you know, we talk about like girl bosses and the modern girl boss, the Mary Sue. Like that's what was great about like the Hunger Games. Is she was only good at surviving because she had to survive. She had to, and this girl had to learn how to be great. She wasn't just a badass for the sake of it. And that's
her boyfriend, obviously, I'm not going to reveal anything to do with the plot because I'd say it's relatively unknown. A lot of people haven't seen it, so I'm not going to mention anything. Yeah. But when she starts kicking ass and he kind of turns to her and you could see like the fear in his eyes, where he's like, fuck.
Yeah, they got some good masks in this as well. I
love them.
them. That scene where the guy he's got a pig mask, he's sitting on the couch, he's just killed somebody and the music's playing. Yeah,
the best scene in the whole movie is, and this is how clever she is that she's like setting booby traps up around the house.
Yeah.
And she obviously she gets loads of nails, puts them through this plank of wood, places it under the window, but then she does another one and places it in view. So when the guy's climbing through the window, he sees that one and he's like, nice try. He puts his foot somewhere else, and obviously she's got one there ready as well. I thought that was a genius touch.
Yeah.
Loved it.
Before we move on, I'm just going to say hello to Anton Luck. Thanks for joining us, buddy. And
nice one, Ashton.
Sorry. Ashton. Did we say hello to Gina? She just jumped in.
Yes, we've said hello to Gina.
Okay. Yes. So, hang on. We got Ice in the house as well. How's it going, Ice?
What's happening, Ice?
Right. Next up, we have got Thanksgiving. Do you want to kick this off?
Thanksgiving is one of the great modern slashers. I'm a big fan of this movie. I actually won tickets to go to the premiere of this, and I didn't end up going. I was very tired, and I think it was at like 10 o'clock at night. I was at Manchester for HorrorCon, applied for premiere tickets because they had some sort of sponsorship with the convention. Me and my girlfriend got tickets and I couldn't go. I was gutted. But I did see it a week later. And yeah, this one's fantastic. And it's kind of bittersweet because I know how good of a director Eli Roth can be.
Yeah.
And this really shows how talented this guy can be. But for some reason, he's got miss after miss after miss. Now, even his misses I get enjoyment out of. But oh my God, this one showed Eli Roth at his best. And I thought, well, this is where he starts now, isn't it? This is the formula he's going to follow. And then he releases Borderlands. And oh my God.
Oh, do you know, I was trying to think of his latest film, and I remember, it's Borderlands, yeah.
He left Borderlands at some point to make Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
I don't know how much he exactly did, but he did leave it. But yeah, this one's a true throwback to 80s and 90s slashers. I would say more 80s slashers with a mix of Scream in there, like the mystery of who's the killer. The one thing I didn't like about this movie is that the trailer was a grindhouse trailer, and I wanted more of like a grindhouse element. It was a lot more grounded than I expected it to be. And I kind of wanted it to have that grindhouse flair, but wasn't a massive deal to me. I think this is one of the best slashers you've had in a long time. We've been teased Thanksgiving 2 for a while. I haven't had any updates. I say I haven't had any updates as if he's given them to me. We haven't had any updates on that one for a while, but I'm screaming for a sequel to this film.
So you haven't got a direct link to Eli Roth then?
Well, nothing that I'm gonna divulge live on air. I don't want to be a brag.
Where are you gonna put it then?
I'm going to put it in one down from top. I can't really see the screen.
You cut me pretty deep.
Yeah, you cut me pretty deep.
Just want to say hello to Jordan's jumped in now. How's it going, Jordan? Thanks for jumping in. Right. I just want to read this quick comment because it's quite cool. Tyler Adams says, my buddy got hired to do the Art for Strangers Part 2. He got the screen there. Maybe I can sneak over and watch it. That is really cool. I'm jealous.
That's awesome.
We got me and Curtis. We love horror. We got no links whatsoever to anything cool.
You've got no links. I got plenty of links.
Oh, fuck off. Right. So for me, I did like this movie. I didn't like as much as you, but I did have a good time, and I will watch the second one. It played out like a your sort of standard Scream movie. I think that my favorite part of it was the kind of riot they have in the Black Friday scene. That scene was amazing, and I don't think
Jesus
for me any.
Christ.
What?
Great.
It was amazing. Yeah, and I don't think anything topped that for me. And I kind of forgot who the killer was. I can't remember who the killer is.
Really?
Yeah, I've only seen it once. I will probably watch the second one and maybe rewatch the first one when it comes out for prep. But,
I just think that speaks volume about your memory and not the quality of the movie, personally.
No, if I love a film, I remember everything. So this is going to go into ow, that bloody hurt. People are looking forward to my bad my bad fucking tears. Anyway, so next up,
I thought you were going to say bad vest then. God,
fuck off. Next up, we got The Strangers. Now, I watched this in the cinema. This movie, has never sat well with me. I think it's perfectly fine. It's not a shit film. I think the killers are really cool. I think knocking on doors, as simple as it is, really gets under your skin, especially at night. Like, even if your own house, if the doorbell goes or someone knocks late at night, you're instantly like in defense mode. It's got one of the scariest moments ever when she's in the kitchen and because there's no music in the film and he's just standing there and you don't see him for ages. That scene is incredible. But I don't like the fact that the end is revealed at the start. You see what happens, and it's like a flashback. Yeah. And kind of gives away a lot of the tension. Again, it's an old film, so it doesn't really matter. But it feels like you know what happens because it started at the start, and it can't be. And then you watch, you think, well, there's no fucking surprises. So I will stick it in the middle. It's not a crap film, but ooh, that bloody hurt.
So I like this one a lot more than you. Now, I wouldn't quite put it in top notch, but I am a fan of this movie. I remember it coming out, and it was the first time I'd been scared watching a movie like this. So for me, it's only ever really been ghost movies that scare me. Any haunted house movie, anything supernatural has always got under my skin.
Yeah.
Now, I always watch slasher movies for pleasure. I never put a slasher on and expect to be scared. More of a thrill. But this one genuinely scared me. I remember watching it. I was quite young when it came out. I remember watching it for the first time and I was like, oh my God, this is terrifying. Like you said, Jenks, that scene in the kitchen where you're kind of falling around and she's having this phone call and they leave you find the killer. And I love that. We've spoke about it before. It's leaving the viewer find things for themselves and not shoving things in our face. Now, it's like the polar opposite of a jump scare. It's like, what's the opposite of a jump scare? It's this. It's putting something in shot and letting you find it. But there's loads of moments like that. You've got that great line where she asks them why are you doing this? And she just simply says, 'cause you're home. And that is so creepy because I don't know if that was their intention. They're just going round and like, oh, these guys are home, let's terrorize them. I can't quite remember their motives.
Yeah.
But just the thought of them walking and being like, these guys are home, they're dead, we're going to get those.
Yeah.
And yeah, I was terrified watching this movie the first time I watched it. I think it's an absolute cracking film. But I'm going to put in, you cut me pretty deep. There's also a great scene as well where the record is skipping.
Yeah,
it may have been done loads of times. I'm sure something like that has been done loads of times in movies. But this might have been the first time I'd seen it. And that, again, the tension in that scene is palpable.
Do you know what's great about removing music from the movie? Because I'm almost positive there's no music in it. It plays out like almost like found footage. And you can't really have a jump scare without music. I suppose you can to a certain degree, but the amount of like violins or something that you utilize for a jump scare, and you really have to let the horror breathe with this. And that's what I love about found footage, and I liked about this. But overall, slightly disappointing. But there we are. Just want to read this quick. It's quite funny. Jordan says, "I have a sign on my door saying no cold calling. So if someone does the door." Knocks the door, they're getting butchered. They don't know them. Yeah, that's a fucking good idea. No serial killers, no solicitors.
I just picture in there like if Jordan was in The Strangers and you've got like the opening, they knock the door, he goes, fuck off, and then the credits roll. Yeah. That's the film.
Yeah, there's the guy, they're just like, well, he didn't answer the door. See any of that? Palv said, almost as bad as an unknown number. Yes, totally.
That's the worst. What I do, right, anytime I ever have an unknown number, I decline the call, copy and paste into Google and check what people are saying.
Yeah. I honestly, when someone knocks the door late, it's so different compared to the day. Just in the dark, especially if you got like kids in the house or a missus, and you go extremely into defense mode. I remember once, right, there was my daughter was a baby, my first daughter, and there's a massive bang in my house, right? I grabbed like stick. I was walking around the house trying to kill somebody, looking forward to killing somebody. And then
you're wearing your vest.
Yeah, with my vest was on. And I had a moustache in those days as well. No, and then I went downstairs to go adrenaline surgery, and my wife goes, "Oh, it's okay. It's just the bath. No, those bath toys, the suction on them, baby toy. It'd come loose and made a big racket." And then obviously there's nobody there. Still, I got fucking lucky. Nobody there
all night.
There's nobody there. I was just disappointed almost.
I had one the other day. It was like, it must have been like 9:30, 10 o'clock. Someone banging on my front door, like really loud. And we haven't been living here long, like 6 months in this new house. And I answer the door and it's this random old woman. And she's like, "Oh, I'm so sorry. I live a few doors down and my cat is stuck in your back garden." I was, "What do you mean stuck?" "Well, there's a bully in the area, right? And I can see that he's cornered my cat. So I got this random old woman walking through my house and outside my back garden and talking about the 6 cats that she has and how there's one bully and she's trying to stop a cat from going out." And I was like, "Oh my God, it's 10 at night."
Yeah, it's scary. Gina says, "Strangest thing wouldn't work with me. You have to phone or text to say here. Hang on, put up on the screen. You have to phone or text to say here, and then I look out the window. I live in an upstairs flat, and my front door is the only way in. Oh yeah, you have a job, unless you got a fire escape."
There's too many entrances in The Strangers. Too many crap windows, not double glazing, wooden
Crap
doors.
windows. Yeah, I think we don't really have fire escapes in Britain, do we? I don't. It seems to be like
Well,
a American thing. Like you see them in America with
we
the.
do in office buildings, but not in like regular houses. But
Yeah, it's
office
like.
buildings have fire escapes.
Yeah, but you know what I mean. You see, they're more prevalent in like
You,
American movies.
nah, you've been self-employed for too long, Jenks. You need to work in a building once in a while. There's always fire escapes.
In a flat, I'm talking about.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
yeah,
if it's like a house converted into 2 flats, no.
maybe
But
not.
if it's
Yeah,
an apartment block, it will have.
yeah. We don't get a lot of those around here.
No,
Anyway, right. So I'll kick this one off. No, you can kick this off. Sorry, Kurt. Hush, underrated gem.
Yeah, this one's very underrated, and for a long time, this one was sought after because the only way you could watch it was Netflix, and for some reason, Netflix decided to get rid of it. And I think it's on Amazon now. You can get it on Amazon, and for good reason they bought that movie to show on theirs because I don't know what their reasoning was to remove this, but I was gutted because it's a Mike Flanagan movie, and when I do a Mike Flanagan run, I could not watch this movie. And it's a shame. How can you make a film and then the only way you can watch it, you take that away? But it has been released on physical media now.
Yeah.
And you can watch it on Amazon. But this is a cracker. It's a very low concept, one location movie, and it's just a girl home alone at night. She's deaf, and there's a killer stalking the house. But it's so cleverly put together. It's so well done. No, it's not anything that you haven't seen before, but Mike Flanagan, being the master that he is, he just does it so well. The mask is great. It's very Michael Myers, very basic, plain white mask, but it works well. And I just love the play on her senses on this killer. It's a great cat and mouse movie. I would put it in. That one cut pretty deep. I can't see the screen, like.
I agree.
My flow.
I agree with you. I really like this movie. Again, it's quite simple. It's got a nice hook that she's deaf. That's slightly different. I love when he realizes she's deaf because if I'm not mistaken, he doesn't quite know at the start, and then it dawns on him maybe a quarter of the way through, if I'm right, and he realizes, oh, I got an advantage over her. But then she kind of turns her deafness into an advantage for her. Yeah. Because she's lived in the in the silence all this time, and she's great in it. It's Mike Flanagan's wife. I forgot her name now.
Yeah. Catherine.
I can't remember her name. Seagull?
Yeah.
No, is it Seagull?
Something like that. Yeah, Catherine Seagull. Something.
Yeah, it's a really good film, and it's Mike Flanagan doesn't really make bad movies. I'm not particularly looking forward to The Life of Chuck, but I will watch it because Mike Flanagan. Yeah, he's kind of a master.
Well, we've got Carrie to look forward to, Jenks.
Yeah, it's a third remake.
Series, yeah.
Second remake,
sorry. Do you know there was a thing where Mike Flanagan publicly spoke about leaving Netflix and possibly going over to Amazon. Now, Carrie is going to stream on Amazon. It's an Amazon original. It may have something to do with a fallout over them removing Hush, I don't know, or maybe they removed Hush because they had a falling out with him, I don't know, but something fishy went on and he jumped ship to Amazon.
Well, Jordan Moran says, if I was Mike Flanagan, I'd be telling Netflix to get their head out of their ass. Every single one of his film shows should be on there. Yeah,
absolutely. Yeah.
Well,
you're gonna spit in the man's face.
Yeah, totally. Tyler Adams says, I'm 38 and 100% afraid of the dark. A quiet, empty house at night is the worst. Yeah, totally.
I think it's quite a rational fear, the fear of dark.
I think so. Christ. And it doesn't matter how tough you are. So I would stick.
You can't fight a ghost.
No. I would stick Hush in the same spot as you. You cut me pretty deep. I would recommend it. Yes. So next up. I'll kick this off. Urban Legend. Now, I watched this recently again. I saw it in the cinema when it came out. I'm not a big fan of it. It's a pretty serviceable horror. We watched it again, or I did anyway, for the review we did.
Yeah.
It's got some great kills in it. It's just a little bit, you have to suspend a lot of disbelief when you find out it's this petite, beautiful woman, and when you look back at the kills, you think she's fucking pinning people against the wall, kicking people's heads in. It's like, oh, come on now, fucking ridiculous.
Well, if it helps you forgive the film a little bit more, Jenks, is
She's
that
on steroids.
she wouldn't have been in the suit.
What?
It would have been a stunt man in the suit, so that's why she's able to pin guys up against the wall, because there's a stunt man in the suit, not actually her. So it was actually Kane Hodder in the suit.
Kane Hodder.
Massive. Do you know like how Kane Hodder looks in Jason Goes to Hell? Massive, bulky.
Yeah. Really tall as well. Yeah, it's quite silly. Look, it's a pretty serviceable slasher, and it's probably aged quite well, actually, because it kind of got swallowed up with all Scream. And so I'll stick it in the middle somewhere. That bloody hurt.
I agree with you, Jenks. I put it in the same place. Now, we've spoke about this one a couple of times, I think on a compilation video, and then we reviewed it. And I rediscovered this one this year, and I've become quite fond of it right now. I can't rank it higher than that because it's got its flaws. But I was so surprised at how much I enjoyed this, because I kind of overlooked I Know What You Did Last Summer and Urban Legend and a few other 90s slasher movies, because I loved the 80s slashers so much. And then I was quite a fan of Scream, and I thought these were just carbon copies, but they're not really. They've stuck with the slasher genre, but it's so different to Scream, and it's different to any of them. It's got its own identity. And I was surprised. It's well made. It's got some great kills, and it's got one of the best openers ever, Jenks. With Brad Dourif, there's someone in the backseat.
Brilliant.
And they just set that scene up so well. Like, he looks terrifying. It's raining. He's got this stutter where he's not able to get out what he wants to say. And being in the setting that she's in, she's obviously gonna scram. Do you know what I mean? It's terrifying. At that moment, it's like, right, I'm in a horror movie now, and anyone in that scenario would run. But that scene where she's like driving away and he shouts, someone's in the backseat. Now you decide to get your words out. Jesus Christ, you could have said that 5 minutes ago.
Yeah, poor old Jared Leto, doesn't it? He's a tortured soul, and he's pretty much every single film he's tortured.
Oh, he's tortured in real life as well. He's a wrong un.
Popcorn and Horror says, I remember first watching Paranormal Activity in my late teens at home alone through surround sound at night. Told myself it hadn't affected me. Then proceeded to turn on every light in the house. Yes.
Do you know what? I got a funny one as well, pal. Where I went to see Paranormal Activity 1 in cinema with a mate. And I was around just about the age to go see it, I think. And like I said, I'm terrified of ghost movies. And I've never felt aircon in a cinema, right? So I've never sat down and gone, oh, I can feel aircon on me. And I'm watching the film, and the more intense it's getting. Yeah. And I've got this cold draft going down the back of my T-shirt. And I genuinely added to the effect of the movie. Like, I was getting cold.
Yeah.
And I was shitting myself. I got this aircon going down my back.
Love this. Jordan says, the Mountain from Game of Thrones in a pack, then the killer revealed to be Dame Judi Dench. Brilliant. Love it. Look at that. I'm just going to go back slightly, because Miss Bunny Girl 69 joined us. How's it going? Wait, so I take it you didn't like Thanksgiving?
It's a great slasher movie. I mean, if you like slasher movies, you should like it. I'm not saying you should like it just because. I'm just saying, if you're into slasher movies, it's probably going to be one you enjoy.
Yeah, look, I'm not into slasher movies, and it's perfectly serviceable. So Gina asks, did we watch Bloody Mary? I haven't seen that. I haven't even seen Urban Legend 2. So Bloody Mary's Urban Legend 3, for those you don't know. Have you seen number 2?
I've seen number 2. I haven't seen the third one.
Yeah, didn't somebody say he was supernatural?
The third one? Yes, it is. Yeah, it is. It is.
Yeah, that's it.
Even though these ones are based on urban legends, and they kind of morph urban legends into the killings, to actually become an urban legend, it's a little bit silly.
Yeah, it's a bit crap. Right, should we move on?
Let's do it.
So you can kick this one off. Halloween, the original 1978 one.
Yeah, I spoke about this movie to death. It is probably the greatest slasher ever made. It's not my favorite John Carpenter movie, but it is his most memorable movie, in my opinion. Obviously, I don't even need to tell you people what Halloween is. I'm not just going to sit here and talk for 5 minutes. everyone knows the impact Halloween has had on cinema. It started that slasher movement. It was the birth of Michael Myers. In my opinion, top 3 greatest slashers of all time, greatest cinema monsters of all time. And John Carpenter came together with a few great people and made something very special. And what I love more about this one is that John Carpenter could have carved a career in slasher movies, but he always did something different. He never chased the hit he had with Halloween. And I love him more for that, is that he was always trying to do something different. I mean, he followed Halloween up with The Fog, which is a completely different movie. The contrast in movies is insane.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm a massive fan of Halloween. I'm a massive fan of the franchise as a whole. There's some rotten eggs in there. Everyone knows that. But this one is top spot all day, Jenks.
Yeah, look, I'm not a huge fan of Halloween. I don't dislike it. I have a lot of respect for it. It's not one I go back to. I think Michael Myers is a cool villain. I like the first one. I didn't, which I can't remember which one. Like, I didn't
Halloween
mind.
2 is pretty good, Jenks.
Yeah, I haven't seen it for years. I saw H2O in the cinema. I quite enjoyed it. I rewatched it, like, I think last year with my daughter. It's quite a serviceable slasher. I'll stick this as a mark of respect. You cut me pretty deep, because it's not one I revisit, but it's just not my cup of tea. And it's quite frustrating towards the end when Jamie Lee Curtis just drops the knife and she's tired. It's like, oh, come on, pick the fucking knife up. Ridiculous. But it is obviously, it's a fucking classic. It's like slagging off Exorcist because you don't enjoy it. It just can't be done. It's too iconic, and yeah. And he birthed the sort of slasher model we know now.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. Right. Are we ready to move on? Do you want to read a few comments? We'll move on.
I am boiling.
Should have had a vest on.
Gina says, I can't wait to see Thanksgiving. You're in for a treat, Gina. I think if I know your taste from the stuff you've told us you like, you're going to love it. It's a great film.
Yeah.
Imagine I turn up next Sunday now wearing a vest just because of the backlash I had for making fun of you.
Yeah.
I feel terrible. I'm going to have to do that now just to show people that I wasn't actually being nasty.
I think people you've shown your true colours, and that's the end of it.
Well, at least I've shown my true colours live. You're nasty behind the scenes. John...
Oh, you've read this.
Oh, no, yes. It's weird. They're moving, Jenks.
No, it's just I'm only putting certain ones on.
Okay. Tyler says, yeah, one of the best openings in film history. It's so good, isn't it? Oh my God. If anything, the movie kind of dips after that. Only because it's so good. Now, I like the whole movie, but that opening is so good that the rest of the movie kind of dips. Do you know what I mean, Jenks?
Yeah.
Gina says, Halloween is my favourite horror. I saw when I was 4 with Mum and Dad. Horror used to help me sleep. Age 3 with Hammer. Cut me deep, come on. The grislier, the better. The scarier the film is, the deeper I'll sleep. I love that. Look at this. Don's out to get me. Take your hat off and you'll feel cooler instantly.
Yes.
You're probably right, Don, but this hat is staying firmly on my head.
Come on, Curtis. Read it all.
I've shown you guys my true colours.
Yes. Right then. Next up, we've got look. I'll be honest. I haven't seen this since it came out in the cinema. Back in 1999, I think it was. Was it 99 or 2000? I can't remember.
Right, Jenks. I don't think I've ever seen Cherry Falls.
Oh, I sent you the list. You never said.
I didn't really read through it, to be honest.
Okay. Well, anyway, I've seen Cherry Falls. Basically, the plot is this killer is killing virgins. So Michael Biehn, and he was the sheriff.
People like rushing around trying to have sex.
Yeah, exactly that. They have like a town hall meeting. Michael Biehn's the sheriff, and he says, you all need to start having sex. Or maybe he doesn't say it, but it's implied. So they have like orgies, basically. All the frat and stuff realize the only way we're going to stay safe is having sex. So everyone's having sex with each other. Now, it sounds more porny than it is. It's not a porn film. It's just a funny film. And it took me years to realize that Cherry Falls, like Poppy Cherry, I didn't even make the connection for years. So you got the late Brittany Murphy. It's a quite a funny. It sounds like a spoof. It is a proper like Scream movie. It's proper deaths in it. Again, it's one of those that got sort of swallowed up by Scream and everything. It's a fun movie. I'm surprised you haven't seen it, Kurt. Because Michael Bean's really good in it as a sheriff. He's always good.
Michael Bean.
Yeah. Well, people pronounce his name Bien or Bean. It's actually pronounced apparently.
I always say Michael Bain. Bain.
Bean apparently is pronounced.
Is it? Yeah.
Well,
weird,
correct me if I'm wrong, but I
wasn't trying to call you out, Jenks. Yeah. I just didn't recognise Michael Bean.
I actually pronounce him as Bien because it's an I, but on interviews he's been known to be Bean, which is like Sean Bean, isn't it?
Yeah, of course.
Anyway, it doesn't matter. But him anyway from Terminator, and yeah, he's basically saying to everybody to have sex. So it's the only way to stay safe, which is kind of great, really, isn't it?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, I think I've convinced you to watch it, Kurt.
Well, nothing's ever stopped me, Jenks. It's not like I've gone out of my way not to watch it. I just think it's never been that available. But yeah,
I'm going to stick it on just a scratch because I never went back to it, and I don't want to put in the middle because I can't remember much about it. I can't remember any of the kills. I just can remember the premise, so it didn't have much of an impact on me. It definitely didn't have any cultural impact, any footprint. But there we are.
Jason Morbies. Hi, Jason. I don't think I recognise you, but thanks for jumping in, pal. Thanksgiving has some of the funniest kills in recent memory of a slasher. I say that in a good way. Yeah, the scene where he's chasing the woman out of that diner and she gets decapitated with a bin. So funny. So
yes.
funny.
Yeah, that was good.
And I love that bit where he's just like mauled someone and then he feeds the cat. He fills the cat bowl up and gives it a little stroke. I thought that was a lovely touch because Eli Roth's very, anti-animal abuse. Now, I know a lot of people are, but he's done like documentaries and shit about people abusing animals.
Yeah.
So it was a nice touch by him. I thought, yeah, let's not kill the cat. Let's feed it and give it a little stroke, you know?
Let's kill the cat.
I will watch Cherry Falls. I'll watch it soon.
Yep.
Sounds right up my street.
It does sound. I think I sold it well to you.
It should have been called Blob Falls.
But I couldn't believe it took me about 20 years to make the connection between Cherry Falls and Poppy Cherry. I just thought, Cherry Falls is the name of the town. See, I was like, did not make the connection. Right. Next up, we've got, look, you can kick this off, Kurt. Friday the 13th, part 1.
Yeah, again, another iconic one, guys. Now, I've got a little bit of a controversial opinion on this one. Now, it might not be controversial, actually. I don't think it's many people's favourite Friday the 13th movie. Now, I respect this movie so much for it done. A ragtag team of guerrilla filmmakers just making a film to cash in on the success of Halloween. Sean S. Cunningham was putting ads in papers for this movie before it even had a script, or they were even ready to film it just to garner interest in it. Even when they were filming it, they didn't even have a script. They just had kills that they wanted to do, and they were just going to film kills and cut it together. Until obviously Tom Savini got involved and he came up with this backstory about Jason being this deformed young boy who drowned in the lake and his mother comes for revenge, and you know the story.
Yep.
I love how this movie came together. It's so impressive, and for a movie that ripped off Halloween, it spawned a franchise just as big, maybe bigger to some people. I personally prefer Friday the 13th, but obviously it wasn't until Jason became a prominent figure in the franchise. Specifically the third one when he gets the hockey mask. I think that's when Friday the 13th really took off. But it's a really good film. It's got some great kills. I just don't rank it. I don't rank it well against Jason Friday the 13th movies, but I think it's a very solid slasher movie, and I put it in that cut me pretty deep.
You cut me.
I'm not going to put it in top notch, but out of respect, like you did with Halloween, I'll put it one down from top.
I'm not a fan of this. I watched it when we did the ranking. I was quite bored. Without Jason, it's lacking Jason. I know, like, it's not about Jason, but the franchise is so Jason orientated, and to have a film without him, she's a decent killer, Pamela. But yeah, this is just not my cup of tea at all. I feel bad saying it, but I don't really care that much because Jason's on in it. I love Jason as a character. I didn't mind number 2. I'm not a fan of his sack on his head, but it's the hockey mask for me all the way.
Oh yeah.
But I'm going to stick this in just a scratch. It's not shit by any means, but it's almost doesn't feel like a Friday 13th film. It's only associated with it by title only. And if anyone's been honest, you know, it's only when he gets his hockey mask does this franchise take off, I think.
No. I disagree. It does feel like a Friday the 13th movie. I still think it wraps in well to the other ones to tell the story. But yeah, it's got its flaws. It's obviously not as good as the ones with Jason in there. But I love Friday the 13th Part 2. I think it's fantastic, and I don't hate the sack look.
Yeah.
Do you know the only reason they got rid of the sack, Jenks?
Because the actor couldn't see fuck all.
No, because Elephant Man came out.
Is that right?
Yeah, it's the only reason they went when they were doing the third film. They went, we can't use the sack again because of Elephant Man, because that was really big at the time.
Right.
I don't know when it came out, but yeah, they ditched it because of the Elephant Man, because that's a sympathy movie, and because Jason's got a deformity, they thought it was insensitive. So yeah, that's where the hockey mask came from.
Right.
So thank you, Elephant Man.
I just thought they genuinely came across and thought, this sack is shit. Let's put this on.
What a sack of shit.
Yeah. And also it's like it's so impractical to chase people in the woods with a fucking sack on your head.
Yeah.
One slight movement, you're like, where the fuck am I?
There's a great shot in this one where someone's standing by a window and you can see Jason running in the background towards the window. It's such a creepy shot.
Yeah.
And I love Jason's look under the mask in this one as well.
Yeah.
I think it's a great look. Very scary.
So we got
the ginger hair.
We got a quiz here. Miss Bunny Girl 69 says, what does urban legend and Cherry Falls have in common with Scream? Is that like a joke, or is it just a genuine question?
Maybe genuine. Well, I haven't seen Cherry Falls, so it's a bit of a tough one for me.
Yeah, I can't think of the connection apart from they're both slashers.
Gotta
be something. Gotta be something dirty if it's if it's inappropriate. If it's Miss Bunny.
Well, if we're keeping it PG, maybe I don't know. There's like a right to the work to them or something. And
yeah.
Look, we've got our answer, Jenks. We've got the answer.
Right. The role of Sidney Prescott was down to 3 actresses: Alicia Witt, Brittany Murphy, and Eve Campbell. Oh, okay.
So the 3 actors are split between the 3 films.
I see.
Miss Bunny, you learn something new every day. That's really cool.
Yes. Like Gina says, don't forget to send the like button some love, people. Please.
Gina.
Yes.
Hit
yes.
that like button. I don't see it enough, guys, but hit that like button.
And she also says, please subscribe and consider becoming a Twisted Night member for 99 cents. Please. She's begging on us. Okay. Yeah. Just
it's all on Gina. Yeah. It's all on Gina.
Yeah.
That name is copyrighted by our very own moderator, Eli Cortez.
Yes.
Twisted Nights.
John Moran said the original Friday 13 isn't my favorite, but it's top 5 in the franchise for me. I grew up on this franchise. What's your number 1? Is it 6?
It's got to be between
6 or 4?
I reckon Jordan's going to go a bit left field and have 3.
I'm going to go
3.
I'm going to go 4, same as you.
Yeah, 4 is my favorite, followed by 6 and then 3. I think that's the top 3 best Friday the 13th movies. Let us know, John, which one's your favorite?
I love this. Gina says I'd be at risk in Cherry Falls as a teen. Brilliant. I love it. Yes. Anyway, we've right. Let's move on. So, Kurt, kick this. No, I'll kick this off. Happy Death Day. Like I said, there's a bit of supernatural involved, but it's a traditional slasher. Quite a good one in my opinion. I think the girl in it is very well written. She's like this Kappa Delta, whatever they call them in America. They call them frat boys are the boys. What the women call
cheerleaders.
No, she's not a cheerleader. She well, anyway, one of a fraternity. No, that's frat.
Yeah, fraternity.
Anyway, she's like a bit of a bitch. She's a bit of a slag.
Whoa! Let's not throw the S word around, Jenks.
And she kind of learns to be very likable as the film goes on. She's got a proper sort of hero arc and you kind of root for her. She's very unlikable at the start, but it is Groundhog Day meets sort of I don't know Friday 13th Halloween, and the kills are pretty good. She keeps getting killed all the time in different elaborate ways and keeps waking up and has to reset the day. The second one is okay, but it's a bit too time travel-y for me, a bit too sci-fi. But I like this film, and I would put this in You Cut Me Pretty Deep because it's a good spin on a tired format, Groundhog Day tired format, and I think it's pretty good.
Yes, I loved this when it came out, Jenks. I haven't seen it in ages. I should probably go back and watch it. But yeah, it's a cracking film, and it was a breath of fresh air when it came out. I feel like this came out when Blumhouse was on top form. He was releasing banger after banger. And yeah, it's a great movie. The only thing I don't like about it is the mask. Now I know it's a bit of a silly movie, and maybe they were thinking, we don't have to take it so seriously, and they come up with some silly mask, but it's just a crap mask. It's a baby's head. It's too big. It's too goofy looking. I just don't get behind the killer in this one.
Is it like I think it's the mascot, isn't it, of the football team? Isn't it?
Yeah. I just don't like it at all. But that aside, it's a really good film. I like how many times she dies in it, and you can kind of play with all these deaths.
Yeah,
you get that montage in it, and it's a great way of exercising your ideas. You could have like 20 deaths in your head, and like, I'm going to make a movie where we get to show all 20 deaths, right? Yeah. But yeah, it's a solid movie. The biggest downside is there's no cameo by Bill Murray in it.
Yeah. Also,
I was waiting for Bill Murray to show up as a sign of respect for Groundhog Day, but nothing at all.
And do you know what's great about it, really, which have just dawned on me now, that unlike any other film, any other of these slasher films, you get to kill the final girl as many times as you want. Which is unheard of.
A good shout.
Apart from like maybe part 3 of something, you just keep on killing them, and yes, it's a very good premise.
That's a cracking shout.
Jordan,
I was right on the money, pal.
I know. I was going to say.
Well, he's saying he flip-flops between 2 and 3, but I think he means 3. He's just trying to be nice to you. Maybe he doesn't want to give me the answer completely. I think he's being kind because you've been picked on a bit by me this episode.
I think so, yes. Dawn says, I remember watching My Bloody Valentine when it first came out. I got the DVD, but it also had the 3D version with it too. The scene where Jensen Ackles, his name, isn't it?
Yeah, Ackles.
You met him, haven't you?
I have met Jensen.
Throws the axe, actually ducks out of the way. Have I seen My Bloody Valentine? Am I mixing up with the one with Denise Richards? Which one's that? That's Valentine, isn't it?
That's just Valentine.
Yeah.
I watched this one a couple of months ago, actually. It's quite good. It's not a patch on the original. But I met Jensen Ackles, and
he's a good-looking bastard, isn't he? Jesus.
Yeah, well, I met him with my daughter and my girlfriend, Palf.
Big mistake.
Yeah. Well, maybe it was even you, Jenks, when you were like, "What the hell are you doing? You took your girlfriend to meet Jensen Ackles. Are you an idiot?"
Yeah.
But you know what, right? I was so surprised. I know he's handsome, but standing next to him, and he's tall as well. He was like towering over me, and I'm 6 foot, and he was towering over me, and I was like, "Oh my God, he's probably the best looking guy I've ever seen beside Kurt Russell. He's so handsome, it's insane."
Yeah,
and he smelled great as well. It's like so good.
Yeah, you just don't. Yeah, you just wouldn't want to introduce your girlfriend to like Brad Pitt or like Chris Hemsworth or something.
Yeah. But you know what's great, right? I've met a few celebrities now with my daughter, and when you've got a kid with you, they're more inclined to like be chirpy with you and talk and like make fuss of my daughter. And it was mad because I was like standing there, and Jensen's like kneeling down, then like commenting. My daughter had a gizmo toy on her, and he was like commenting on Gremlins, talking to her, and I was like, it's a surreal moment. It's insane. Jensen Ackles is having a chat with my daughter, like it's crazy.
Yeah, he's so good a Soldier Boy, isn't he? I love that character.
Oh my God, I didn't care 1 ounce about him until The Boys. I never watched Supernatural.
Yeah, same here. Just a pretty boy, wasn't he?
Yeah, just a pretty boy. But oh my God, Soldier Boy became one of my favorite characters ever. He is so good in that. He's amazing. He stole that season.
I watched an F1 recently, and Brad Pitt's like over 60 now. I'm sure he's like 62 or something.
Yeah,
And I'm
yeah,
like,
yeah,
he's got a fucking six-pack. What the fuck? Like,
yeah.
what the fuck? My daughter was watching, my daughter, she's 15, well, she's 14 at the time, and she's watching Fight Club. And I was like, oh, cool, you're watching like an old film. And she goes, oh my God, Brad Pitt's so fit. I was like,
Turning it off.
I know. And I was like, yeah, I'm not going to argue with that, like, especially in Fight Club. Yeah, it's
Jesus.
so funny, like, because like she's watching something that was like 26 years old, and then
Technically, she's saying Edward Norton is fit.
she won't say,
Technically,
yeah, she
she's
definitely
like,
won't say
oh,
that.
if I knew it was Edward Norton, I would have never have said that.
Yeah, it's mental, that film. But fair play, she watched it all, and it's not like easy to watch, I suppose, for kids.
It's not an
'cause-
easily accessible movie, is it? No.
Yeah, good for her. She was also watching on the plane. Girl Interrupted. She's seen it loads of times.
That's a great movie.
Yeah, but fair play. to her.
Grim
She's
film. Yeah.
she's pretty good. I got to give it to her. Yeah. So where are you putting it, then, Kurt? Same place as mine, or did you already put it? Oh, you
Yeah,
oh,
same
yeah.
place, Jenks. Same place.
Right. So where are we now? Right. So Tyler Adams suggested sorority. Oh, sorority.
No.
I thought you were saying sorority row or row. Is it row or row? I can't remember.
Row, yeah.
Yes, sorority in frat. Yes. We're Welsh. We don't have anything remotely like that in our country,
Yeah.
do we?
No, nothing.
Yeah. Gina says remake. So she's on about Friday 13th remake.
Yeah.
Then it varies between 3 and 6 for second, third with Friday. Remake number 1, is it?
I love that because I've recently rediscovered that movie, and I hate that I spent so long disliking that film because it's so good. It's so good.
Listen, Kurt, I feel bad. Gina just gifted us 10 memberships. Oh my
Gina.
God, you're a legend. Absolute legend.
You're too kind, Gina, but we appreciate you.
Yes.
You keeping this channel alive, so thank you so
Yes.
much, Gina. You're far too generous.
You're putting food on our
amazing.
table.
Amazing.
Oh,
Thank you.
Absolute legend. Donkey says, oh my God, you met Jensen. Not jealous much. I'd love to meet him someday. Yeah, he's pretty good looking.
Oh, Don, I'm telling you now, if you met Jensen, that's it. You're done.
I was in your house today, and I clocked that picture because he's so tall, and I was like, fucking bastard.
It's funny, Nick, because my girlfriend's always had a joke about me being 5'9", right? She was like, oh, you're not 6 foot, you're 5'9", at a push, innit? So then, obviously, I was complaining about how tall Jensen was. Bloody hell, he's flipping towering over me. And then, like, you've got that Google, and it's like, well, it actually says Jensen Ackles is 5'10" on Google. I was like, oh, you bastard. He's 5'10".
So this is so for viewers, this is Curtis's girlfriend. She says, I nearly passed out in the queue waiting for him. My legs were shaking.
Shut up, Palf. Jesus Christ, shut up.
Look, respect you. When someone's that good looking, you just gotta think, you know what? I'm not even gonna try and compete.
Oh, you should have seen her. We left the arena right after because she was uncontrollable.
Humana. Yeah. Right. Should we move on? We're just talking about Jensen Ackles and we're just jealous.
Oh God, I know. I'm getting extra hot now. Jesus Christ.
I know.
I'm getting all hot and bothered.
Yeah, right. Let's move on. Right. Where are we? Okay. You can kick us off, Kurt. And we're on Severance.
I'll kick it right off. I apologize, guys. When we first spoke about this movie, we thought we would be in we would include in an unknown movie, but we've spoke about it too much now. We've got way too used to talking about this movie.
But we are trying to push it.
It's only because this is a movie we really want to push. It's an English slasher, post-war movie. It's got a little bit of humor in there, but it's hard to call it a horror comedy because the comedy elements in it are just British people, and it's how they interact with each other. When this film goes nasty, it goes nasty. There's some really grisly moments, but there's loads of funny ones because you've got Danny Dyer in there. He's tripping the whole movie, and you've got that the kiss ass who's obsessed with doing things the right way. There's just some great dynamics in this movie, but it's phenomenal. It kind of came out of nowhere and kind of went away. And me and you have been speaking about this movie for years, Jenks, and we finally got a platform to tell you people, go and watch Severance. It's a basic plot. They all work together for this. I can't remember what the company.
like
They sell weapons.
Yeah, like an arms
Yeah.
company.
So they go for a weekend away in the woods for team bonding. The woods belongs to what would you call them, Jenks? Like post war something.
Yeah, so it's set in Hungary, and they're like they're just soldiers, like, but they've
Convicts of war. That's what they call them.
yeah. I can't really remember
So
the details.
they basically they did some really nasty things in the war. Now they're convicts of war, and that's why they live in the woods, because they've been rejected from society. So they're basically meant to be doing this team building thing, and you've got all these mercenaries, trained killers in the woods with them, and it's, oh my god, it's so good.
Yeah, so what I love about it, like, even though they work for this like arms company, they are not involved in that, and they're just like office workers on a team build. They're like a different department, so they're under the umbrella of like these sort of weapons, and they're in Hungary, and they do. If you don't unfamiliar with it, you might have seen the clip of when they go on a team building paintballing session, and what's his name? Andy something. The guy gets his foot chopped off.
Yeah, I can't remember his name.
Andy something. Anyway, he gets his leg chopped off from the bear trap, and it is gruesome. It is played for laughs, even though it's very gruesome.
It's because it's him, though, isn't it?
Yeah,
it's because it's him.
I was lucky enough to see it in the cinema. I think it came out 2005, 2006, and they really used the marketing they were playing on like Shaun of the Dead, or British humor, British horror. But I just, it's a shame that it kind of just disappeared, and it's so good. Like, I absolutely love this movie. It's not just like I'm precious for it because it's Danny Dyer, it's British. It is one of the best slasher movies ever. I think it's incredible.
Yeah, there's the best bit in the whole movie is when like they just got rid of one of the killers, and we don't know anything else, and it's it could be the only one. Yeah, so they have like this big fight, they get rid of one, and then they go out to the front of the cabin, and like Danny Dyer lights up a spliff, and then he looks up, there's like 6 of them standing there.
Yeah.
And I just love the way he kind of huffs, puts out the top of the spliff, puts it back in his pocket.
Yeah.
It's so good.
Yeah, he leaves the guy's foot on the bus. He puts it in the fridge.
He's taking his socks and shoes off.
Yeah, it's such a good film. If you want to say hello to someone who's just jumped in, we got Reign of Horror. How's it going, dude?
What a name.
Love
You've
it.
got to have a horror channel in you called Reigns of Horror.
Oh,
That's
totally.
got to be a horror channel.
Yes, we'll check you out, dude. Yeah, I'm a big fan of this. I am going to stick it in top notch. I love this movie, and I won't hear anything of it.
Yeah, I agree with you, Jenks. Top notch for me as well.
Boom.
For anyone that's interested, this one has got a bit of love recently. If you're familiar with Umbrella, they've just released a stunning Blu-ray box set of this movie. It's not on 4K. You don't need it to be. It's a very early 2000s British movie, and you've got that grain which you need. Kind of adds to the flair of the movie. But if you're interested, definitely check out Umbrella. They've got a great edition of this one.
Yeah. So for you Americans, you may not know who Danny Dyer is, but he is out like a Cockney, like lovable rogue. He's a bit of a Seth Rogen in the sense he pretty much does drugs in every single film he does. And he's in a lot of he's just a brilliant guy. He's not super versatile, but neither was Schwarzenegger, and he's awesome. You don't have to be versatile to be awesome.
Of course.
I love this movie. Right.
I didn't know that Vinegar Syndrome had Severance, Jod. I'll have to check that out.
Yeah,
we never have too many copies of something.
So we got another one jumped on the chart. We got Chemical. I think it's the first time you're jumping on. How's it going?
Art Poops.
He's the best.
Art the Clown.
I don't know. I initially saw art the art pops as if like the artwork of it, but I don't think it means that. Popcorn Horror says 100% agree with you boys on Severance. Yes.
Hell yes. Yeah.
Oh, here we go. He meant Art versus Chucky. It must happen. Love it. Love it.
What a mash that would be.
I'm in. I don't like Chucky, but I would love to see that. I don't think he's gonna stand a chance.
Do you know, I was just reading a few days ago that Obviously, Blumhouse now has the rights to Saw, and
Yeah.
someone in the Blumhouse team pitched an idea to the heads of studio
Yeah.
for a Megan and Saw crossover, and they loved it. Now, it probably won't happen now because Megan 2 tanked. We probably will not see another Megan movie. But if Megan 2 did well, I guarantee you we would have got a Megan and Saw movie, which is just insane.
Look, I think it's a stupid idea, but I still would have watched it, you know.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Well, at one point they were going to make Men in Black versus fucking 21 Jump Street.
MIB 23.
Yeah, that was fucking ideal. Well, look, also Sony were going to do an Aunt May TV show at one point.
I know.
You know, that's so desperate. So also, you know, the same, you know, Blumhouse thought that like leaning into that sort of meme of Megan 1 was enough to build the whole sequel on. And it's like, I could have told you that was a stupid idea.
Yeah,
you know,
100%.
my daughter, like I said to you before, my daughter, you know, she was obsessed with that dance routine, but she hadn't seen the film. Her friends hadn't watched the film. They're just watching clips of it. They're not the same people who watch the movies.
100%, Jax.
Yeah.
Football Factory is a classic, but Danny Dye's best movie is The Business. Very fond memories with that one. What a classy movie. Love that film.
I love Human Traffic. I love that film.
Yeah. Nice one, brother.
Oh, such a good film. It's a really good British film. And also I really enjoyed Marching Powder. It's his recent one.
Yeah. That was good fun. It was good fun.
Right. Shall we move on? We've got
Danny Dyer should take over as Jigsaw.
right, I'll kick this one off. I Know What You Did Last Summer. This came out 98. Am I right, Kurt? I can't remember now.
Oh, I don't
97,
know.
97.
I'm crap with years.
Anyway, it's very famous. It came off the back of Scream. Everybody knows the plot. They accidentally run this guy over. They cover it up. They threw him in the water. And then a year later, they get stalked by him. And he's kind of threatening them with, like, I know you did last summer. And it's a typical slasher. Look, if you've seen Scary Movie, you've basically seen this film because everything in Scary Movie is repeated. They don't even have to exaggerate much. What are you waiting for? And you've got like the violent, like Ryan Philippe, who's like the angry teen.
Extra angry.
Yeah, he's just because I stuck.
What, Bobby's got a small dick too?
Yeah. And the thing is, his girlfriend's laughing, you know, the girl from American Pie, and she's like, "But you go out with him. You must know he's going to tell you. It's a disability, man."
Would you make fun of a guy in a wheelchair?
Well, I don't know if I said this, but I watched Scary Movie with my daughter, and she loves it. We watched it loads of times, and she hadn't seen I Know You Did Last Summer. She'd seen Scream, so she knew the references. So we stuck on I Know You Did Last Summer after Scary Movie, and it's funnier that way around because you see Ryan Philippe, and you're like, "Oh, that's the guy, the angry guy." Brilliant. Look, I like this film. I don't know about. I think maybe in the middle. It's a good film. I still think it's a poor man's Scream, but at least it did have a different hook onto it. The sequels are kind of silly. They're watchable, but silly. But I'm going to stick it on. Ooh, that bloody hurt. Yes.
I agree with you, Jenks. I'm going to put it in the same spot as I put Urban Legend. I don't think any of these is better than each other. I think they're both on the same level. I like them both. Like I've said, I rediscovered these movies recently. I had great fun with all of them. And I still Know What You Did Last Summer. And it's a solid slasher movie ruined by Scary Movie. Now, I don't feel like Scream has been impacted by Scary Movie as much as this movie's been impacted, because this movie's a bit silly. Now, Scream isn't. It's a top-class horror movie.
Yeah.
Making fun of that, you're like, well, it's still not Scream, whereas it's too similar to I Know What You Did Last Summer, and there's some very silly moments in it, but it's a solid film. I have great fun with these ones, and I possibly would edge towards maybe like in the second one a bit more.
With Jack Black as his Rastafarian hair.
Yeah, I have good fun with that one. I just love the setting of it.
I've only seen it once. I saw it in the cinema, and I you know where I'm like, Kurt. I kept saying, it's 2 summers ago. It's not. I still Know You Did Last Summer. It's 2 summers, and everyone's like, who cares? I fucking care. Yeah, I don't think anybody has seen. I always know he did last summer. That is straight to DVD shit.
Yeah. I don't think anyone's seen that one.
Yeah, probably supernatural. Probably back as a fucking zombie or something. So where are we now? So yeah, just check that out. Right. So do you know what? Also, the remake or the reboot is out this weekend, and I will watch it for the channel, but I have no interest whatsoever. I think it's going to be shit. I think it's going to bomb.
Tell me, what did you do last summer?
I
I was
know.
like, oh no,
As
it's
if
such
like
a cheesy line.
as if she's an expert at summer-related murders, only.
I know, and it is also the only thing that's confusing about the new one. Now, I know the killer may want to be like a legacy killer, and he's like, I'm gonna do a copycat of these killings, but it's just strange that it's a new group of kids. They've killed someone last summer, and he's dressed the same as the old killer.
Yeah, because Scream makes sense to Ghostface because it's always connected to Sydney, but this just doesn't make a lick of sense, is it?
Tell me, what did you do last summer?
Because I'm an expert on summer murders, and Freddie Prinze Jr.
Jenks.
is.
Midsummer Murders.
Yeah, Midsummer Murder. For years I thought it's just a killer was killing somebody in the midsummer. I didn't realize that it was a place called Midsummer. I never watched it, so I thought, God, there's a lot of killings in one bit of the year. It's like I used to watch Murder, She
Do you
Wrote.
know what I want now, right?
What?
I want a legacy sequel for Friday the 13th, right? I want a legacy actor back, and I want that in the trailer. Tell me, what did you do last Friday the 13th?
Yeah. Yeah, so dumb. Reign of Horror says, I know what you did last summer. Tried to gain some the same popularity as Scream, and they did, and they are trying it again with their legacy sequel after seeing how Scream was able to come back and be successful. Yeah, I don't blame them for giving it a whack.
Yeah. 1,000,000%. There's no doubt about that. I mean, the whole of the movie industry is based on trends, isn't it? Like, someone will come along and do something original, something that breaks the mold, and then you've got the ripple effect. You've got everything that comes after it. This always makes me laugh, right? So a big movie comes out and people try to replicate it, but for some reason, a shit movie comes out and people still try and replicate it, right? And the funniest two I've seen, right, is Abraham Lincoln Vampire Hunter. A few months later, I see Abraham Lincoln Zombie Hunter, and it's like, no, you're supposed to cash in on successful movies. That's how it works. Like, no one liked that film, and it bombed. Like, and then all the shit that came after Cocaine Bear, Meth Gator, and oh Jesus Christ.
Yeah, but at least those are really cheap. Was Cocaine Bear? I don't think Cocaine Bear didn't. I don't think it made bank.
No, I don't think it tanked, but I don't think it did anything great.
Yeah, no. Anyway, let's move on. Right, we have got the big leads. You can kick this one off. Scream, the original.
Yeah, the OG. Now, it's a fantastic film. It is one of the most recognizable movies of all time, and I love that after the career Wes Craven had, the many great movies he's directed, and he kind of had a few stinkers sneak through in between two films.
Yeah.
And then he comes back and he does Scream. And from the man who created Nightmare on Elm Street, somehow he was managed to create an iconic killer for a new generation. The guy's a genius. Yeah. And this was him kind of making fun of the movies that he loves, that he makes, which is meta as hell. But yeah, I love the first Scream. It's by far the best one. And I love it as a solo movie. Now, I'm not a massive fan of the Scream franchise as a whole. I don't think any of them are shit. I just don't care that much about them. But Scream 1 is a fantastic movie. It has to go in top notch.
Yes. Yeah. I completely agree with you. I think they're all pretty good. Even the weaker ones are pretty good. Even 6 is pretty good. It's not the worst film in the world. I think people forget how gory the first one is, how nasty those kills are. How stabby and horrible they are, especially the opening scene with Drew Barrymore. You kind of forget, like, this is really violent because the kills aren't that elaborate. They're just fucking violent. And yeah, I love it. I love the opening scene.
And he's an absolute klutz.
Yeah, he is. Well, they totally leaned into that with scary movie, didn't they?
Yeah.
Yeah, but I suppose like with Jason's sack mask, it is very just it's a terrible outfit having a mask on with a stupid long cape,
And the
like a robe.
dress.
It's very hard to run in it. It's terribly impractical. You need to be wearing like a tracksuit with trainers on. Yeah. I just want to say hello. I didn't realize we got another Tyler in the group. Tyler McLean, how's it going?
Hi,
Yes,
Tyler.
Scream is top notch. I think it's the first time you jumped on. Am I wrong, Kurt?
I don't know. I think so.
Welcome to the channel. Really appreciate you jumping on. So I'll read a couple of his comments because he's first on. It's not on the list, but Disturbia and Orphan were the coolest horror thrillers. I agree with you, Disturbia. In my head, it's not quite a slasher, but it wouldn't be completely alien to be on this list. Big fan of that. I like Orphan. It's not for me. It's not up there with Disturbia, but yeah, cool, good shouts.
Yeah. Disturbia is phenomenal. That's my Rear Window. That's the first one I watched, and then I watched Rear Window, and I was like, "Oh, you friggin' ripping off Disturbia!"
Yeah.
Do you know, right? All the Killer Next Door movies, and that's the film that gets taken to court.
Yeah, that's mad, isn't it?
There's so many, man.
Yeah, I know.
So it's become its own genre. You can't take a film to court because you've got The Burbs, you've got Fright Night, and countless of other rip-offs. They're all great in their own way, like.
Burbs is my favourite of all those. Of Rear Window. I absolutely adore that movie, and it was a fucking flop as well. Fuck's sake, like it's awesome.
Yeah, it's a phenomenal film.
Yeah, but Disturbia is really good. I think it might be the first time I saw Shia LaBeouf, and I could see like, oh, this guy's got oodles of charisma. You can see why he became a big star.
Yeah, 100%. It's a shame he's a bit of a turd, isn't it?
Yeah, he's lost his way. I think it's a bit weird. Right, okay. So I had to put a couple of shit ones on just to just to fill up the shit thing. It's a Wonderful Knife came out. Was it last year, or the year before? It's basically a play on It's a Wonderful Life, where she wishes she was. She wishes she wasn't born in the same way, and then a killer kills people because of it. I can't remember now.
Oh, Jenks, I clocked out in this film.
Yeah, so I think they just had the title before anything, A Wonderful Knife, and then they did reverse engineered the title. Octa Spider or something.
The biggest insult to this movie is, what the hell did they do to Justin Long's face?
Oh yes, he's in it.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's like a smam. Oh, he's got joking teeth, isn't he? He's a smarmy, like businessman, or is the mayor, is he?
Something like that. I jumped on this, right? I'll jump on any slasher movie, and it was, it was relatively big. It had some recognizable names in it. It's got a great poster. I thought the mask and suit was pretty good, and I jumped on it because I thought it'd be a cool little play on It's a Wonderful Life. Yeah. And oh my god, there's been a few now. There was Time Cut as well on Netflix.
That was shit.
Oh my god, there has been a slew of terrible slasher movies the last few years, and this one takes the top spot. It is abysmal.
Yeah, Time Cut was so bad. She made a time machine out of like an arcade machine or something, like a photo booth. Remember it?
Yeah, of course I do.
Fucking shit. Yeah,
do you know, right?
I mixed them up. They're very similar.
The worst thing about Time Cut, right, is she's with someone and they die, right? And on the same night, she gets over to her friend's house, and it's the morning now, right? But this person died in the night. And when she gets over her friend's house, she's got a newspaper there reporting the death of the person she was with last night. So, wait there now, you're telling me, right, that person has died, the police have been alerted, the body's been looked at and identified.
Yeah.
The papers have got hold of the story, written it out, printed it, sent it out, and people have bought the paper in one night.
Yeah, that's
the biggest, most glaring flaw I've ever seen in a movie.
Yeah, that's like the old horror trope of like a funeral within a couple of hours of someone's death and a gravestone. It's like, how long has it been? Yeah, it's crap. Look, I'm going to put this in shit because it was shit.
Yeah, I agree with you.
Join me, Kurt. Join me. We need something for shit.
Be one of us, Michael.
Right.
Let me read a few comments, Jenks.
Yes.
Because we're coming to the end of the films now. Look at this. We've got Sam Jones. Hey, Sam. Thanks for jumping on, pal. Scream 1 and 2 are peak screams for me. Yeah, it's I wouldn't say it's downhill from there because none of them are shit.
No, can I just say, Tyler McLean said nobody seems to love Scream 3. Just in case you didn't know, we're just including part ones. We haven't left anything off. It'd be just too busy. This list would be.
Sam, you need to get Jason Segel back, pal. Was that Bolo? Is it from Bloodsport? I think Bolo's his name. I think
Bolo Young.
Yeah, class. Tyler says it's not a slasher, but I love those old Lifetime movies like Sleeping with the Enemy was really good. Oh, that's such a good film. And The Hand That Rocked the Cradle.
Yes.
And Single White Female.
Yeah.
They're cracking. I love that period of thrillers, 90s thrillers.
Do you remember Pacific Heights with Michael Keaton?
Michael Keaton, great.
Loads of those came out, and there was another one with Kurt Russell, Disturbing Behaviour or something like that was called.
Unlawful Entry.
Unlawful Entry.
With Ray Liotta. I have that on Laserdisc.
I love it.
I love that movie.
I love those movies. There's barely a bad one. There's another one, Lakefield Drive or something.
Oh, Lakeview Terrace with Sam Jackson.
Yes. That's like he's like Samuel Jackson's like a racist in there, which is great. Like he's like he doesn't agree because I think it's Patrick Wilson's going out with a black girl and he doesn't like it, and he's a cop and he's really powerful. That's a great film, very uncomfortable.
It's Broomhilda from Django in there. It's that actress.
Yes, that's right.
Yeah. That's a great shout. I love that movie. It's cracking.
It's a good. Yeah, I really enjoyed that. It's underrated. It kind of got lost in the mix.
100%. Tyler says, the movie Fatal Attraction, Glenn Close was nuts. Tyler, I bought that on 4K a couple of months back and rewatched it. That film is so uncomfortable. I don't know if you've seen the alternative cut, but there's 2 cuts to that one. There's 2 different endings. 2 very, very different endings. One ending the studio really wasn't happy with. They made them go back and reshoot it. But you can see both the endings on any DVD extra.
And it coined the bunny boiler.
Bunny boiler. Glenn Close is phenomenal in that movie.
Yeah.
She's so good.
Have you seen the spoof, Fatal Instinct?
No, I haven't.
Yeah, it came out in the 90s. They just mashed up the 2 films.
Jason says The Burning is probably my favourite slasher of all time. It's an absolute banger. I think Cropsey, his look especially, definitely a slasher movie that stands out for me. I love that movie. And good old Savini as well. Tyler says Hard Eyes was pretty good. The motive was Do
you know, it just dawned on me now, I forgot to include Hard Eyes. I was meaning to.
Who cares?
Doesn't matter. I would have put it in the middle. It wasn't shit.
We've got our old friend Maxwell. Hiya, Max.
Maxwell King. How's it going, dude?
Thanks for jumping on, pal. And who says the original Scream is the GOAT of all slashers? It's up there, innit, Who? It's got to be.
Yeah, definitely.
It's one of the best. It's one of the best.
Right. Are we ready for the next one? So it's Black Christmas. We recently jumped on David Deathray's channel to do a watch party. I hadn't seen it before, so it was even better for me. It was dog shit. I hadn't seen the original. I really like Imogen Poots usually. I think she's fucking great. But this was awesome. This was peak man bashing era of Hollywood, where every man was evil and masculinity was the devil, and they really leaned into that, and it was very jarring and of its time. And it was crap as well. I don't even remember who the fucking killer was. It was like a cult thing, wasn't it? Like,
it was a cult, fraternity cult.
Look, I'm gonna stick this straight into shit. In the shit, fuck off.
Yeah, this again for me was like a dark time for slasher movies. Now you're taking a very well loved IP and pushing your agenda in people's faces. I hate it when they do that. Now, if you want to make an original movie and get your ideas across and get your views out to people, that's fair enough. But I don't like it when they're taking well-loved IP and spinning their own agenda on it. But that aside, before anything's revealed, it's a very, very poor movie.
Yeah.
I'd agree with you, Jenks. That one goes straight in shit.
I'm sure. I'm sure they even say the word toxic masculinity in it. I'm sure they
Yeah.
fucking do. Fuck off.
The first the original Black Christmas is phenomenal. It is so creepy and so dark. Came out before a lot of the slasher movies that everyone knows about. It's just not as in your face as those, and the killer isn't as accessible as like Freddy, Jason, or Michael. He's a bit more unsympathetic,
Yeah.
even though Freddy kills kids, but he looks cool. But he looks cool.
Yeah, I know. And also, Fred, the kids he's killing are all about 45.
Yeah.
There's never proper children, is there, in any of these films?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
But yeah, and I even like I may be wrong on the date, but I think it's the 2006 Black Christmas, but it's called Black Xmas. I think that one is severely underrated.
Is there?
I really enjoy that one.
I think we Jason Morby's. Have we said hello to Jason
Yes, loads of times.
today?
Yes.
Oh, apologies. I love his name as well. Black Christmas 2019 is probably one of the worst slashers I've ever seen. It's not the absolute worst. I reserved that from a film called They Them. That's the Kevin
Have you seen
Bacon
that,
one.
Jenks?
No, you warned me against it. It was
Do
like
you know
about
what, right? Can I just extra warn you that it's a serious horror movie. Now, it is, and I'm not saying about the plot now, there's just a bit in it. But it's basically parents take their gay children to this camp.
detransitioning thing, is
Yes.
it? Yeah.
For them to take the gay out of them. That's the plot of the movie.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
the guys who run the camp don't like gay people and they're killing the gay kids. It's like, oh, this is our way to kill gay people. But it's a serious horror movie. It takes itself seriously, but there's a bit in it where they all break into song and dance in the cabin.
Oh
And,
my
oh
God.
my God, Jenks. It is, and for a movie, right, I wasn't invested in. I wasn't really enjoying it. And it's not to do with the plot. Nothing wrong with the plot. It's the film is bad, right? I don't know why Kevin Bacon put his name to it. But it was so jarring to see it go from like a really serious horror movie to them breaking into song and dance. It is ridiculous.
What's the film he did? Like, it was David Nope. Is it Nope who did Stir of Echoes? Anyway, he did. Is it? We should have left or we should have stayed. You got it's that film he did a couple of years ago, like a ghost film. We should. We shouldn't. Kevin Bacon.
Amanda Seyfried.
No, not
Yeah.
that. I'm mixing up the titles.
Yeah.
Oh no, it's not that film. Kevin Bacon's in it. I don't think he's in that one.
What's that
We
one
should have.
called?
We should have left. As someone is called.
Well, do you know that one? Yeah. So they go to that house out in Wales.
That could be it. And she's in that one, is she? Because she's got another
Yes.
film, a horror film that's got a similar title, and I think that you might be mixing up.
So you know they go to Wales in that movie. You should have left.
Yeah.
Have you seen it?
No.
So
I fancied it because I love Stir of Echoes and same writer or director.
So they go to Wales. So this house is in Wales, and he actually goes to a local shop, and there's a Welsh guy talking to Kevin Bacon, and he's like struggling to understand. He's like, "Oh, sorry, I don't speak Welsh," and he's like, "I speak in English." So I was like, "Oh my God, that's awesome!"
Have you ever seen a film called The Dark?
He says something. Are you staying up the hill? Are you? He's like, "What? Are you staying up the hill?" And he goes, "Oh, sorry, I don't speak Welsh. I'm speaking English."
That's happened to me before when I was in Spain. I was asking I was asking a Spanish person where the toilets were, and I said, "Excuse me, where the toilets?" And he went, "Huh?" I said, "Oh, ¿dónde está los baños?" And he went, "Oh, the toilets, mate, down here." And he's like, he couldn't understand my Welsh accent. He could understand me when I spoke Spanish to him.
Extra English as well. Toilets, mate.
Yeah, it was proper Cockney he was. So Vivian says, "So you're saying all men aren't evil?" Cheek. Yes. So we both put in shit.
All day.
Yeah. Okay.
Absolutely shit.
Right then.
Let
Last
me
up.
read this from Tyler because it's a good comment.
Yeah.
I'm
Shoot.
happy to see a film with a point of view, but it has to be done well with tact. Ham-fisted messages is such a waste. I agree, pal. I mean, all the great movies have a message, don't they? Even if it's hard to see, they've always got some sort of an agenda. Yeah. Any era in horror movie have always been built around what's happening in culture at that time.
Yeah.
You can
George
go back
Romero.
you can go back all the way back to the start of horror. It's always mirroring with what's going on in real society, but it's the way they do it that makes it clever. When you just ham-fist it in to make a point,
Yeah.
it
And
doesn't work as well.
and they beat it over your head. Like I watched
Yeah, yeah,
Mickey 17 and it was so on the nose about Trump and stuff. And
yeah.
and I'm like, just make a sci-fi film for fuck's sake. Like, don't waste your time. All it because you're like, I remember like I love Star Trek, right? Every episode used to like lean into like maybe something was going on in the media, but they only ever used it when they thought it was interesting. Oh, that'd be an interesting take in it, and about a sci-fi spin in it. Now they just beat it over the head with you and it's
Yeah.
shocking crap. Anyway, where are we? So you can kick this off, Kurt. Last one, Xed, and
Best
it's
for last.
best for last, and it's Ty West's arguably his best movie.
It is his best movie. There's no arguing going on here, Jenks. This is one of my favourite modern horror movies. This is the first horror movie in a long time for me to get obsessed with and watch constantly. Now, a lot of the new horror movies don't have as much rewatch value for me. Now, I can watch them, really enjoy them, but I don't end up buying them on physical media, or if I do, I don't watch them very often. Oh my God. Now, it's quite polarizing because a lot of people much prefer Pearl and Maxine to this one. I don't know what people's problem is with this one, but this is a phenomenal movie. From the start, this movie is insane. This one goes in absolutely top notch for me.
Yeah, I completely agree with you.
This is the only modern horror movie poster I have on my wall. All the rest are classics, but this one is there, framed. It's the only modern horror movie I've got on the wall.
What about? I think you got they them on on canvas.
Quad.
Yeah,
But this movie, what it does well is it encapsulates the 70s so well, specifically like Texas Chainsaw Massacre 70s. I love the setup of this one. You've got a group of porn stars and porn makers go to rent out this barn in the middle of nowhere to shoot their porn movie without the owners knowing. Unfortunately for them, their owners are Pearl and her husband. I can't remember the husband's name now. And they are absolute maniacs. There's some grisly moments in this movie.
I love this movie. Top notch for me as well. I saw in the cinema. I absolutely adore it. I love Mia Goth. I think she is a fucking gem in almost everything she does. First time I ever saw her, or certainly was aware of her, was in that film. I'm drawing a blank now. It's the one with that weird, like, what's it called? Something. Oh, what the hell is it called? When it's like a weird society where they go to get healed. What's it called? The guy who did Pirates of the Caribbean directed it.
Oh, Cure for Wellness.
Cure for Wellness. I think it's the first time I saw it, and I was like, wow,
Danger
this.
Han, yeah.
Yes, yeah, and I really liked that film. I know a lot of people didn't, or it certainly didn't make bank. But I just thought, God, this girl's special. She got such a strange look. She got like no eyebrows at all, which is like the opposite of modern girls. But you just cannot stop looking at her. And X is so good. She's such a strange sort of actress. She's not conventional at all. She's not conventionally beautiful. You know, I think she is attractive, I think, but she's still in a bit of an acquired taste. I don't think she's like Margot Robbie, like, oh my God, she's 100% stunning. But I love her. I think she's amazing. This film blew me away. Like we said on an earlier video, I think maybe when Davey was on, that this film was interesting as it was just making a porn film, and from cinema to the home video market, it was about that transition. And I love this film. I wasn't so keen on Pearl, and I thought Maxine was disappointing, but not crap by any means.
I'm so surprised at how many people dislike this movie. Now I see some love for this movie in the chat there now, but I can remember walking out of cinema and I was genuinely blown away. I was, that instant feeling of, oh my God, we have got a new classic. Now, hopefully it's a movie that people are still going to be talking about in 20 years to come. It's got that effect for me. But I was surprised how much hate this movie gets. But to me, this is a flawless film. As far as horror movies go, it doesn't step a foot wrong at all. The start is a little bit slow, but you care about the characters. The setting's amazing. The build-up is perfection. And then when the stuff does happen, like that first kill, oh my God, because you've got maybe close to an hour where nothing really happens.
Yeah.
That first kill is insane.
It's strange, like, because the three best bits for me that stand out is when the main guy steps on a rusty nail. They can have that in every single horror film, and I still would go, "Oh, you fucker!" It's not. You just keep doing it all the time. Doesn't matter. I love the bit, the alligator bit when she's swimming, and they have that high shot, and it's slowly getting towards her, and that's got nothing to do with the film. Like, it's a slasher film, but it's like, oh my god, it's horrendous, and you forget how good, like most slashers, you got knives or whatever, but how grisly is a shotgun to the chest, like, especially towards the end.
The way she flies through the door when that
Yes.
shotgun hits her.
But it reminded me, like, when you watch like The Hills of Eyes, and when the hillbilly blasts the girl in with a shotgun, you're thinking, you forget how horrible a shotgun is. Like,
that blast, like.
Yeah, the power. Yeah, I love this movie. But yeah, let's have
it's always been surprising to me about how much hate this one gets. Now, obviously, everyone's gonna have different opinions. That's what makes movies ticks, and everyone's got their own opinion on it. But this one shocked me. I thought everyone would get behind this one, but they just didn't.
I'm going to read a few comments here. John Moran says she's in a film called The Survivalist. Is really good. Have you seen that, Kurt? I haven't seen that.
I think so. I'm almost certain, but there's so many films that are close to that title. I can't quite put my finger on it.
Tyler says she has a kind of Shirley Duvall look.
Shelley Duvall.
Danny.
Shelley Duvall with the biggest ash on a cigarette ever, like.
Poor woman. She was tortured on the set of Shining.
Stanley Kubrick was a bastard, wasn't he?
Yeah. Frank Riker from TSL, The Slaughtered Lamb. Love you guys. Love you too, dude. Yeah.
Thank you, Frank, and thanks for jumping on, pal.
Yes, and look at this, Kurt. Look at the dude. He's a legend. He's just gifted 5 memberships. Oh my god, dude. Absolute legend.
Thank you so much, pal. You're far too kind. You and Gina. Appreciate the support, mate. For anyone in the chat that's not familiar with Frank is one of 2 from The Slaughtered Lamb. They have one of the best YouTube channels on YouTube, specifically horror. Guys, if you're not familiar with them, go and check their channel out. They are phenomenal. But Frank's got his own channel, and so does Darren, Mr. Sandsman. But go and check those guys out because they are amazing.
Yes,
absolutely killing it.
Yeah, honestly, we are jealous of their numbers on their live shows. Yeah, it's not fair. maybe because I'm wearing a vest now, we'll start getting their numbers, Kurt.
Doubt it.
Maybe. Yes. Right. Should we see what's in the top? We've got You're Next, Halloween, Severance, Scream, and X. Solid top one.
3 agreed on, Jenks.
That's pretty good for us.
Yeah, I don't like your Halloween being in one down from top, but I'll accept it. I know you're not that into Halloween, but
I'm Friday 13th in Just a Scratch. That's pretty.
Yeah, well, God, I forgot about that one.
Yeah, yes, it's Just a Scratch for me.
That's a bit nasty, that is, James.
Well, there's a lot of films to pick above it.
You think you're a tough man now because you're wearing a vest, yeah?
Look, if there wasn't like loads of Friday 13th that I can put a lot higher, I think it takes away some of the pain.
Yeah.
Because I like number 9. I look quite enjoy it. I know you recently watched it, you quite enjoyed it, but
I did, yeah.
Frank says Scream. I'm out. He hates Scream. Yeah, he fucking hates it.
To be fair, I only put in the top to piss Frank off. I knew he was lurking. I knew he was lurking.
Look, I don't hate Halloween, right? But I'm probably feel the same of like, I don't get the hype. I just think it's because he's the first and he's the trailblazer for slasher, the template. But yeah, anyway, right. Hey, the vest is back.
I am dripping. I've never been so warm in my life. I was going to say hot, but I'm always hot.
I feel fine.
Yeah, as if, Jenks, you're extra sweaty. I can see the beads of sweat dripping down your bare arm.
That sounded a bit sexual, that didn't it? Jesus Christ.
Just remember now, Jenks, we're family, okay? Just remember.
Jensen Eccles, talking about him all day. Sweaty men.
I'll be leaving this room now, and the Palf's packed my bags.
Yeah. Taylor Adams says, well, shit, tried to look it up just now, and it brought me up videos of real sheep being.
What did you Google, though? I don't know what that's in relation to.
Sheep shagging.
No one said sheep shagger.
Can I say something? Do you know, have you seen a film called The Dark? It's got Maria Bello, is that her name? Blonde girl. She was in Coyote Ugly, and it's set in Wales, and it's all about like Welsh law, like urban sort of myth. Have you heard of it? I think Sean Bean's in it. I think they moved to Wales, and it's not just that in Wales. It's about a Welsh sort of like monster or something. It was really weird.
Right, yeah.
Because she's American, obviously. She's a big star. Well, was anyway.
Of course, the slaughtered lamb. That's where it came from, because you mentioned the slaughtered lamb.
Ah, sorry. Yes.
Yeah. Of course.
Yes. Listen, guys, just want to say, especially the ones who jump on all the time. We try to read all the comments, but we try to balance it out. So if we've forgotten to tell, we're not missing out for any other reason. That we're trying to keep the flow, but we do try to include you at least a few times. But not that we're snowballing, but we want to keep the flow. But we haven't forgotten about you, and it's become like we've been chatting about yesterday, Kurt, isn't it?
Yeah. Of course, it's just. I would want to read every single comment that comes up, but obviously the show is just going to end up being like 5 hours long. Yeah. So we're just trying to incorporate our flow and the comments at the same time.
Yes.
But I'm sure you guys understand anyway. You're all awesome.
Yes, but we try to balance it out so everyone gets like a comment read out, and then any ones we don't, we'll chuck up on the screen. But it's just a learning curve, and we're still early days in this channel. We'll only be doing live for 6 months or 6 to 8 months.
Yeah.
So we definitely haven't forgotten about you. Anyway, am I dead? Yes, just joined us right at the end. The fuck? How's it going? Never too late. Never too late. Anything to add, Kurt?
No. I am jumping in a cold bath straight away.
Listen, guys.
Freezing cold.
I really appreciate all your comments today. We've had a lot of fun today, and if our moderators, either we've had really good comments or our moderators are keeping away all the crap ones. But it seems like we've got a really good vibe on at the moment, isn't it?
Oh, definitely. We've got quite lucky with shitheads coming on lives. I think we had one really bad one.
Yes, a racist guy,
racist shit in the chat.
Not
Absolute
cool.
Scumbag.
Not cool.
But yeah, we haven't really given the moderators much to do other than put people's links up. But I promise you, your day's coming. You're going to be able to kick someone out soon.
Yeah. Well, that racist snuck his comments in because he did a super chat. We still kept his money.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, it's getting late. We've been doing this for almost 2 hours. It's way past our bedtime. Listen, if you want to sign up and join our membership program, become one of the Twisted Knights. It's only 99 cents. I don't like begging for money, but we do put a lot of content on there. We're going to put a bunch of new videos on really soon. But even if you don't, we don't want to beg for your money. I'm joking. Just being a part of the show is more than enough, and we appreciate it every time.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
But it's just an extra part of the channel. But yeah, like always, guys, you guys make these lives so good. Every single time we go live, you jump on, and we appreciate you so much. And we'll see you Wednesday to review another shit show of a movie.
Yeah,
for anyone that's not familiar, for now, until Jenks has enough, every Wednesday we're going to be watching a shit movie recommended by you guys and reviewing it on a Wednesday then.
Yeah, we watched it before Wednesday, reviewing on a Wednesday, yeah.
Yes. So we spin the wheel on a Wednesday. It'll pick one of the movies that you've suggested, and then we'll have to watch it and review it. It's been quite fun. We've done 2 so far, and it's been a good laugh. We've had some good fun with those ones.
We're doing Blood Freaks this week. Look, I can't see it doing every week, and maybe a fortnightly, because it's driving me fucking nuts. Curtis loves really shit films. I'm a little bit classier. But the Blood Freaks. Well, we watched Birdemic last week. Catch the replay. It's painful. It is a fucking painful
this
movie.
is what I'm saying though, Jenks. You're not allowed to say I like shit movies anymore, because we know now that there's levels. The shit movies that I like are really well made movies. Then you've got Birdemic and Feeders, right?
Yeah.
So the movies I like may not be up to your scratch, but you can't call them shit films anymore.
Look, I'm gonna have to read.
You've looked shit in the face.
Kurt, I'm gonna have to read his comment, otherwise it's too ironic. Jordan Moran says, "I'll never get upset if you don't read my comments." I'm gonna read this one, obviously, but come to my door and announce, and that's when the Parker and Axe come out. Anyway, we'll leave you to it. Have a great Sunday. See you Wednesday. Appreciate you all jumping on. Have a good night.
Thank you, guys.
Cheers, guys.